go. We ready? We're on. Yeah. What a beautiful day. Thank you so much for inviting us onto your radio. And beautiful day here in Boquete. And this is the weekend kickoff with me, Mike Schwartz.
And me, Patrick Reynolds.
Patrick, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, my friend.
You know, we have a jam-packed show today.
Oh, I know.
But maybe we should not call it jam-packed.
What was she? Jelly packed?
Jelly packed.
Okay.
You know why?
Jelly donuts?
Jelly donuts.
Yes. Where?
Where? At the new donut shop.
At Big Daddy's?
At Big Daddy's.
Oh, tell me more.
Oh, they just have tons of donuts.
Yeah.
The other day, well, they're not free anymore. They were giving away free donuts.
Oh, is there anything better in life?
There's nothing better.
Yeah.
You know, if you missed that, you can still go get one of the best cups of coffee and some donuts.
Yeah.
At Big Daddy's.
And you know what else?
If
you create a donut meme for Chris, and you're the winner, you get a free donut.
And do you know who the first winner was?
You.
Me. And I didn't even know there was a contest. Nobody did.
Oh, wow.
I just sent him a meme, and he was like, hey, you win.
You win.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, so yeah.
I got to get busy. I'm
get busy.
Got to get my free donut out.
Yeah, I didn't make the meme either. You just find them. You just find donut memes.
Shh.
They're laying all around the street. They're, for the taking. Free for the taking.
I thought that would be a secret or something, but no, they're just everywhere.
No. Well, there's a secret donut handshake, but...
Well, I got to tell you, this morning I went to the Flower Festival.
No.
Flower Coffee Festival. If you kids haven't been there yet, oh, man, it's a lot of fun. Tasty street foods.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of coffee, all kinds of flowers.
Yeah.
And then at night they got rides.
I wonder what the attendance is going to be this year, because I happened to drive by yesterday and it was jelly-packed.
Jelly-packed.
Also, it was amazing. You know, the streets were filled with people, and I know some years they get over 100,000 visitors during the festival.
Yeah. Some years, too.
200,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the streets were packed.
Packed. With humanity.
With cars.
And
humanity.
And tiny horses.
Yeah.
You guys like tiny horses, man. This is the place.
This is the place to come.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's
Jump right in.
Introduce our guests.
Yes.
Because they have so much to share with us. First of all, should I start with the father or with the daughter? We have a daughter-father
comedy team
here. Yeah. The daughter is Molly Adamson, and she's a well-known singing star from Chicago.
Yay, Chicago.
And the father, Jimmy Adamson, is now a local product who's going to be telling us about a project he has where he's going to be opening up a farmacia in Boquete.
Another one,
yeah. And you're going to be telling us why your farmacia is the one to go to, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's start with Molly. Molly, how old are you? And tell us your story. I know how old you are, but
tell our listeners
everybody
at home.
is going to be fascinated.
Hi, I'm Molly Adamson. I'm 24, and I've been playing live music for 10 years. I'm so excited to be back in Boquete and on Radio Cherokee again.
Oh, now, just from chatting with you, see, Molly has this really sweet voice, and she's 24 and so young, but she is a veteran. She's like a road veteran of performing, because she tells me how many gigs she has. So I understand you're going to be performing here in Boquete as well.
Oh, yes. I had a show last night at Big Daddy's, and today I'm on the radio show. Not tomorrow, on the 22nd, I've got a show with Scotty. At
former
Tap
host
Out.
of this show.
At the Tap
we got
Out?
a show at Tap Out, a Sunday brunch show around noon. And then on Monday, I'm at Mesa Azul for a fancy dinner time acoustic show at 6 p.m.
Cool.
That's fantastic. And don't forget, listeners, if you want to check out all the live music events, you can visit the Boquete Music Calendar on Facebook. You'll see those events posted, I'm sure. Molly, what type of music is your favorite?
I love to play folk music. I get hired for a lot more pop, and I do a lot of request shows. I love getting requests and having the crowd interact with me.
All right.
So people can just throw requests at you, and you can come up with the song?
Well, I only know a little over 600 songs, so if it's one of those, I'll do it for you. If it's not, I'll have you choose off my list. My list of over 600 songs.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of songs.
You're like a human jukebox.
I hope to be a human jukebox. That's my dream job.
Oh, hey, cool.
And do you write any songs?
I do. I have a lot of originals and stuff. Nobody ever listens to them, but I play them sometimes.
Oh,
well, they will. I'm sure they will. You just have to hit it big. So, do you think you could play something for us right now?
Oh, I would love to.
All right.
Would this be an original creation of yours, or?
We don't know. Molly is grabbing her guitar, as we say in the music biz.
Getting a hold of that 6-string right there.
Yeah. And she's gonna play something for us. So let's talk to Jimmy while Molly's getting set up. Jimmy, how long have you been in Boquete?
We've been in Boquete December 15th of 21. We moved down here, so just over a year.
Just over a year.
Wow.
Just over a year.
December 15th is the date we moved to Boquete.
Really?
In 2015.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should have came to you for some advice.
Why does everybody move? Well, that's another question. We'll have to delve into
December.
it another time. Yeah.
The weather's nice.
That? Yeah.
And you get out of all those family Christmas dinners and stuff.
I knew there was a reason. All right, Molly, are you ready to go?
All right, I am going to do an original.
Original song.
Original song.
I guess time doesn't care for my qualms, and I'd like to think time is forgiving, but the dust on my heart proves me wrong. Alexander Cold still haunts me, hold me through the storm, but it don't change a thing, I still wait for the spring to come. Alexander, I'm so sorry, thought you were the one. You're a place in my bed, you're a symbol of what I want. Oh, the winter always chills me to the bone. Guess it's easier with you around. But when all of the frostbite is gone, or will I just be all alone? Alexander Cold still haunts me, hold me through the storm, but it don't change a thing, I still wait for the spring to come. Alexander, I'm so sorry, thought you were the one. You're a place in my bed, you're a symbol of what I want.
Molly Adamson,
Very nice,
with an original
Molly. Thank
song
you.
there. Very, very
That was
beautiful.
great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, fabulous.
Wow.
Okay.
What kinds of things? I mean, it's a kind of a crazy question, but when you go to write a song, is just anything pop in your head, or what's the inspiration?
Sometimes something gets stuck in my head, like a group of words will get stuck in my head, and I'll write a song around those. Or I just wrote a song for my friend's album. He's a DJ, so it wasn't quite my style, but I had to fit lyrics exactly where he wanted them. So it was just a matter of fitting things that sounded good in a certain amount of space. So sometimes I write like that. It just depends.
And what was that song about? The one you just sang?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
It was, I get like seasonal depression a little bit in the States. It gets real cold in the winter, so I like to come out here. But it's more about not being able to trust the way that you feel in the moment, because you never know if it's just the weather or something. It's about not trusting yourself. There is no Alexander. I don't know a guy named Alexander.
Okay.
All right.
So Alexander's just the kind of the metaphor.
Yeah. It's a scapegoat.
Yes. In the film
right.
industry, he'd be called the MacGuffin.
All right. Well, then there goes that question. All right. Well, let's talk to your dad for a minute because we have limited time here on the radio show.
And he's right here.
And he's right here, and he's staring at us and going, "Why are you only talking to my daughter?"
No, I'm enjoying listening to her sing. I don't get to, of course, living down here, I don't get to hear her very often at all now. So.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a pleasure for you as much as it is for us. So, Jimmy, you're here now in Boquete, and you're going on a new venture.
We are.
Maybe you can tell us about that.
It's another pharmacy, and so what happened, my wife and I moved down here December 15th of 21. February 18th, she woke up in excruciating pain. And we got dumped into the medical system along with the pharmacy system. And more often than not, what would happen is Dr. Boya would say, here's a stack of prescriptions. Go get these. We need these.
Right.
And I would go to the first pharmacy. I'd go to the second pharmacy. I'd go to the third pharmacy. No one has it. No one has it. No one has it. Or they would say, here's 2 pills. Go to the next one. Here's 2 pills. Go to the next one.
Right.
Or several times, my wife's in Dr. Boya's clinic. It's an overnight clinic. You can stay there within reason. And I would end up having to leave my wife at the clinic and drive to David, spend 2 hours doing that, going to a pharmacy that had stuff.
Right.
And so as the year progressed, it just continued. It was the same thing over and over. And Dr. Boya and her husband started talking to us. A representative from Mensa came in and talked to us and said, why don't you guys open a pharmacy that has what we need in this community? And we found out it's a very, very big problem in this community. Boquete Hospice was having issues getting drugs for their patients for long-term care or short-term care. And so, the more studying we did on this, and we said, why not? Let's do it right.
So you're pretty close to opening Farmacia.
We're within any day now. We're stocking the shelves, getting everything into all the inventory into the computer system. So any day now.
And I understand you came up with a really creative name for your pharmacy.
Yes.
What's the name of the pharmacy?
It's The Farmacia. So it's a mixture of English and Spanish, and we did.
Oh, it's The Farmacia, not La Farmacia?
Not La. It's The.
The Farmacia.
Farmacia.
Okay.
And the email is thepharmacia@thepharmaciaboquete.com.
Okay, that's easy to remember.
We did that to mix the 2 languages so that it would draw attention to us. We're located just south of San Francisco Plaza, headed south back towards the checkpoint.
Right.
On the right-hand side, Dr. Boya's clinic, you'll see the ambulance parked outside up behind the Marcomax. And that's her clinic. She had office space in there, and that's where we went. We think the location is going to be great. So you run from DeLiga all the way up to nearly all the way down to Bajo before you get. There's one other pharmacy in between.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I can actually relate to your story because I take a blood pressure medication, and when I first came to town, I won't name the pharmacy, but I had a very good relationship with them, except that they wouldn't have the prescription, the medicine, a lot, and I would come in. We had a kind of funny relationship because I'd come in like on a Tuesday, and they would say, "Oh, no, we're waiting for the truck. It's going to be here Thursday." I'd come back Thursday, and they go, "Oh, it's not here yet. It's going to be here Saturday," So then finally I went, like that happened enough times where I said, I don't think this is going to work for me. I can't keep coming into town looking for a prescription.
You're going to have a stroke before the truck gets here.
So if the listeners, if that's what's going on in your life and you're dealing with this, which the more people we talk to, the more that's happening, please email us, at thepharmaciaboquete.com.
Yeah.
And let us know. We're trying to get our inventory built up based on what people need, not just what they've always carried in this area.
Right.
Well, I know I've had to, because I have certain medications, and oftentimes I have to go to more than one pharmacy in order to get them. In fact, we just recovered from a slight illness, and the doctor gave us 4 prescriptions, and I had to go to 2 pharmacies to get them filled. know, because they run out of stuff.
And also, we have a WhatsApp number out there, 507-6603-5777. Start texting us what you guys need so we can include it in these inventories.
Say that number again,
Yeah.
please.
The WhatsApp number is 507-6603-5777.
Okay.
And on Facebook, you already have a presence, right? The Pharmacia.
The Pharmacia.
So
Oh,
people
cool.
can contact you through that. That's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
You know, and that's great. I think it's going to be a great service for the people of all the people of
All the people at
Boquete.
Boquete,
Yeah.
expats and Panamanios alike.
And did you say the Pharmacia is going to be right next door to the doctor's
Dr. Boya's
office?
clinic.
Oh, so
Yep.
that's
Ooh, one-stop shopping.
yeah. You know, actually, I
Go to
remember
the doctor, go to the pharmacy.
I took a trip to Colombia. I don't know if it's common there, but I remember they had a pharmacy right next to a doctor's office. So you either go see the doctor and then go to the pharmacy, or you go to the pharmacy and you can see the doctor later on, whatever.
Yeah, and we're going to work hand in hand with her to
Yeah.
do. There's a lot of patients in Boquete, the more we've studied this, that are homebound.
Right.
And Dr. Boya does house calls and stuff. We're in the works of working out with her to be able to bring medication to them and evaluate the patient and stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, that's terrific.
That's great.
That's terrific.
Now, I assume, you know, there's a proliferation of a variety of types of businesses here in town. So I assume you'll also be serving pizza?
Not yet. It may be in the works.
waiting room.
I'm thinking maybe Texas barbecue or something like that.
there you-
but
okay.
we're not quite
There you
there.
go. You should open up a Thai pharmacy.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
Everybody always asks for a Thai restaurant here in Boquete.
Well, we don't have a Thai restaurant, but come to the Thai pharmacy.
Thai pharmacy,
Yeah.
yeah. Every medication comes with peanut sauce. It's little vial.
Unless you're allergic.
Yeah, right.
But
All right.
there will be a medicine for that. So it'll be okay.
All right. So, Jimmy, thank you for coming to the show. Let's go
Thanks
back.
for having us on.
Yeah, well, we're going to go back to Molly. Molly, tell us more. Tell us more about you. You have tons of gigs. You're from the Chicago area, is that correct?
I'm from Chicago. I work with 2 agencies, and I still book myself freelance. So last month I had 27 shows. I think this month I only have like 23 because I'm here.
Oh, no.
So I
What are
get
you
to
going to
play-
do with all that free time?
Oh, I have no free time. Yeah, it's been doing 2 flights here, 2 flights back, all that
Right.
stuff.
Oh, wow.
and
Right.
Seeing my family.
What neighborhood in Chicago? I lived there for 2 years.
Wicker Park.
Okay. My best friend, Jonathan Pitts, lived in Wicker Park for many, many years.
It's beautiful there.
Uh-huh. Great. Yeah, it's a wonderful neighborhood. Very cool.
And what do you think of Boquete?
Oh, I love it here, especially the weather. Escaping Chicago to come here is amazing.
Right.
Oh, the
And,
weather here is way better.
I don't know how you go back to Chicago after staying here, especially
Well-
when it's winter there.
You know, my parents moved here, but so did my grandparents. So my entire family moved here without me.
Oh, wow.
Really?
But,
We didn't
so
know
I get
that.
To come here
Yeah.
often.
That's
Okay.
how we found it. Is my dad had moved down here, and me and my wife were looking. We hadn't been on vacation, just the 2 of us, in 15 years,
No.
and we thought, well,
That is
let's
a
go
cool
check this
story.
out. And
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
I remember when my parents moved, it took me months to find them. It was,
Well, you know, we're talking about health and pharmacies.
yeah.
My dad started walking a mile a day,
Yeah?
and then after 30 days,
He-
we had no idea where he was.
Come back,
Ah,
Dad.
30 miles
Come
away.
back. He was 30 miles away.
Oh, wow. That's wild. So, yeah, do we have any more performances coming here?
Oh, I've got 2
wondering.
performances coming up. Let me pull them up. Not tomorrow, but the next day, I've got a show at Tap Out. It's going to be a little Sunday brunch with Scotty.
Sunday brunch with Uncle Scotty.
What time?
Scotty, it'll be about noon. I'll start at noon, and he'll be right after me.
Cool.
And then I've got Mesa Azul on Monday. We're going to do a little fancy dinner time acoustic show at 6 p.m.
All right.
Nice. When
Fancy
you say
dinner
we, is
acoustic.
that you or
Just me, yes.
just you?
Oh,
Okay.
the
That's
royal we.
and
the
her
royal
audience,
we.
you know,
that's good.
her
Yeah.
family.
All of me.
Yeah.
All of my
All of
personalities.
me. Yeah. I play there very often at
Yeah.
Mesa Azul. I have a band called Café con Leche.
Oh, nice.
We do kind of jazzy Frank Sinatra kind of stuff, Al Jarreau, Billy Joel kind of stuff.
Well, I'd love for you to sit in for a song if you happen to be at Mesa Azul. On
With
Monday.
if I happen to be there with my drum set,
Yeah.
I am not sure that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I forget about drums being.
Yeah, I know.
They're
Well, I
cumbersome.
could always bring the cajon, you know.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So, do you want to do another song for us?
Sure.
All
I
right.
just finished, I read 75 books in 2022, and my very last book of the year was a Carly Simon memoir, and she hides a fourth verse to You're So Vain in there. So I'm going to do the fourth verse.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So, again, Molly Adamson's getting set up. She's going to do another song for us. And take it away, Molly.
You walked into the party like you were walking onto a yacht. Your hat strategically dipped below one eye. Your scarf, it was apricot. You had one eye in the mirror as you watched yourself get by. And all the girls dreamed that they'd be a partner. They'd be a partner in You're So Vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you, don't you? Oh. A friend of yours revealed to me that you love me all the time. You kept it secret from your wives. You believed it was no crime. You called me once to ask me things I couldn't quite divine. Maybe that's why I have tried to dismiss you, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you, don't you? Oh. You had me several years ago when I was still quite naive. Oh, you said we'd make such a pretty pair and that you'd never leave. But you gave away the things you loved, and one of them was me. I had my dreams, there were clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you, don't you? Oh. You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think the song is about you. Don't you, don't you? Oh.
Woo!
Yeah.
Molly
All
Adamson. Love that. Oh, that was fantastic.
True fact, that song was about
That-
me.
yeah, that's right. Singing about Patrick.
Yeah.
You're so vain. So please go out and see Molly not today. It's on Sunday at Tap Out, and Monday, is it, at Mesa Azul, 6 o'clock, Mesa Azul. You're playing with Scotty on Sunday. Oh, man, that's going to be
12
great.
p.m.
I love that. That was really fantastic, Molly.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay. That was great. Okay, so if you're interested in drugs,
And
I mean
who
the
isn't?
legal
The
drugs,
legal,
yeah,
oh,
you know,
those two,
medicines,
yeah,
things
yeah.
like
The
that.
Drugs and rock and
Pharmacia.
roll.
Yeah,
The
Pharmacia.
Pharmacia.
They worked for minutes to come up with that name.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
they, at least 3-4 minutes. Let's see. We're opening a pharmacy.
Look, the hardest part of anything is coming up with a name.
That's
for
the
it,
hardest part, you know?
And I think you guys made the wise choice.
You made a wise choice
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Why not?
That's the feedback we're getting. They're like, oh, you mixed the two languages. So
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
Look for their other businesses, the hamburger
the
restaurant,
pizza
the
Hamburguesa.
pizza, yeah,
and the Thai food
and the Thai food. Yeah,
coming
yeah,
to a pharmacy
yeah.
near you soon.
So the tire shop, you know,
Oh,
they have a whole bunch of ideas. You
string
never
of-
know.
go
what's
in,
gonna
get your oil
happen.
changed, go get your drugs, see the doctor. We're all good.
Yeah, one stop.
Perfect.
It's kind of like Price Smart in a small town.
Yeah. All right. Cool, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's been
Thanks
a
for having
pleasure
us.
for learning about you. I'm sure people are going to love the Pharmacia. And if they have a chance to still see Molly here in Boquete, if you don't see her this weekend or Monday, you have to travel to Chicago. So come out Sunday to Tap Out. What time is it at Tap Out? 1 o'clock?
Tap out
or-
is 12.
12 at Tap Out, or Mesa Azul at 6 probably.
6.
Yeah. And you can see Molly, so you don't have to travel. You don't have to pay for the airfare and go to Chicago.
You don't have to freeze to death in a frozen,
Don't have to
hellish
freeze
winter.
to death. You can see her in this temperate climate here in Boquete, where you can also buy your medicine at the pharmacy.
Pharmacia.
So thank you,
Thank you.
Molly
Thanks for
and
having
us,
Jimmy,
guys.
for coming in. And don't forget, not only the Pharmacia, but
Yeah.
Big Daddy's
Oh,
Grill.
Big Daddy's,
right?
yeah.
Where
And
now-
Donut Shop.
And Donut Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also worked very hard to come up with the
You know,
the
we were
name
at,
Donut Shop.
we were at Big Daddy's last night,
Yeah.
and we got there a little too early to see Molly. I was hoping we were going to get to see her,
Right.
You know, because I knew she was going to play. But you know, we sat around the big table with the fire pit in the middle, and I ordered the piccata.
Yes.
It was
Oh, love the
17
piccata.
pounds
Love the
of
piccata.
everything in the world
I
deep
know,
fried.
I
It was
know.
amazing.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. I
You
saved
know,
you. I saved your life.
I actually made a huge blunder. Well, in that I went to the wrong place. I went to see Molly, but I thought she was at Tap Out,
Oh,
and I drove to Tap Out. Biggest mistake.
Wow.
Well, not the biggest mistake of my life, but big mistake because
Yeah.
the traffic, you know, in the feria. And the minute I got there and I saw that she wasn't there, I regretted it
Oh,
terribly.
man.
It was terrible.
And it
Although
took
they
you-
did have wonderful entertainment there.
Yeah.
They had Spanish flamenco.
Oh, I know, the flamenco.
guitar
How was
and
that?
singers and dancers.
pretty cool.
It was amazing, really good. It's just that I was so stressed out because you know, they closed the traffic pretty much on the bridge. And I didn't know what to do. And I said, voy a tap out. And the police woman said, oh, okay, you know, and let me go. And I was like, oh, my God, that's amazing when you learn that much Spanish.
yeah,
as
yeah.
I have. You
It
know?
opens doors.
Opens doors. Yeah,
Yeah.
you say voy a tap out,
And-
and you can go anywhere.
You're in like Flynn.
So right now we have, I told you we had a jam or jelly
Jelly,
pack show. We have more musical guests. This is like a mystery guests, because it's a brand new band in town. The people aren't new, but the band is a brand new band in town. We don't know the name of it. We're going to find out. I think they voted. They had like a band vote, and they voted. But let's welcome to the show Joe Johnson and Lamar
Daniel.
Daniel.
Lamar Daniel.
Welcome.
And welcome to the show. And the name, let's reveal. Let's do a reveal. What is the name of the band?
The name is Take 73.
Take
Take
73.
73. Okay.
You did not go to the Jimmy Adamson School of Naming Things because Take 73, you'll have to tell us what that means.
Yes.
Well, it stems because from when we were going back and forth on some arrangements, and we had an arrangement on one song that just was time after time after time.
Heart
and
of gold.
so
Heart
we
of
started
gold.
naming it, Take 38, Take 39, and we got
Okay.
up to about 73. So
Wow. Take
That's how all of our
73.
songs go. It's not just this one song. We
Yes.
have lots of squabbles. It's a new band, a
I
new
hope
band.
you play
It's part of the
difficult
game.
arrangements.
Yeah,
'cause if
yeah.
you're playing
actually,
like
no, they're
No,
super simple.
no, we're all easily irked about certain chords.
But you have 68 more takes than Dave Brubeck, so
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
I did Google the name Take 73 to make sure it wasn't something famous, and an actual Take 73 comes up.
Oh, really?
But it's a film version, where they do the
Oh.
clapboard.
Yes,
so.
that's-
If there was another band called Take 73 in David, I would fall off the chair.
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely.
Me too. Me
That's
too.
Kind of original.
super
Yeah,
original.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
So tell us, I was told it's a string band. What kind of music are you playing?
Basically, what a string band is any instrument that has strings.
Right.
Although we're right now the only instruments we have are fiddles and guitars, and we just got a new keyboard player, but he's not really playing with us, at least
Okay.
not for our upcoming event.
Okay.
And keyboard's not really a string instrument.
Well, a lot of this comes.
A real piano has strings.
The
in
old-timey
it, kind of.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, the music that we're doing for the upcoming gig is Irish music.
Okay,
Irish.
now we're
So,
talking.
Irish really doesn't have piano in it.
No.
Because
No.
when it came over here, basically, I think nobody could afford a piano.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to defer all the questions at this point to Patrick Reynolds because it's Irish music.
It's Irish music.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So
He's our
You'll probably stump us.
expert.
no, I'm not an expert in anything other than Irish whiskey, Guinness Stout, and
Oh, right.
Well, those
That's
are
what I meant.
required for the
that's
music.
what we do.
yeah, exactly.
How do you think they got to Take 73?
So how drunk do you get
Here's our
before you
secret.
play?
We found out our secret.
Because the one before was like Take 72.
We had to sober up to get to 73.
I know. It's like 4 pots of coffee and then Take 73.
I mean, partying with Irish people is probably some of the most fun you'll ever have. I mean, it's
Sure,
just, know.
sure.
That's one of the unique things that we found out about the music when we actually studied the
Yeah.
history. They were never performers. They were just partying with their music. That's how they met. They would meet in their houses. They lived remotely. They worked hard.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
spent their weekends getting together and playing music. And if they were poor and couldn't afford an instrument, they made their instruments. They made their instruments out of wash tubs. They made washboards,
boxes.
jugs,
Wow. Yeah.
anything. And
Cigar box banjos.
Yeah.
Yes, and so those are the instruments. And when you say we're a string band, it's just because we didn't really advertise for jug players or something, but we would welcome a jug player in our group.
Oh, okay.
So any kind of stuff like that we would take in our group if somebody wanted to join us.
So when typically making your homemade Irish string instruments, what do you make the strings out of? What are they? Do you
They
grab a
would use
cat?
anything they could, old piano wire if they had it.
Okay.
Or they would use catgut or anything like that, whatever they can come up with.
Okay.
One of the things I've learned about is a fiddle stick, which was basically knitting needles.
Oh, really?
And people would hit the violin between where the player's hands are and the bow. There's like a space of about 6
Oh, wow.
inches, and they would play the strings with the knitting needle. If they didn't own an instrument at all, they would just go bang on someone else's instrument
Oh,
while they
wow.
were playing. So that was fiddle stick.
Wonder where
And that's
that
where the term
fiddlesticks
oh
comes from.
fiddlestick.
Oh,
Yeah.
fiddlesticks.
Playing,
That's
somebody
it.
comes banging on
Yeah,
you.
and I would,
fiddlesticks.
that's what I would yell if somebody came to my violin with a
Yeah,
set of
I'm sure that's
knitting
what I would
needles.
yell.
Or something else
Or a
beginning with
bit
F, possibly.
And I will say this: one of the ways we started was through Boquete News online. I think it was all of us coming out of the pandemic. We'd all been pent up
Right.
and been playing our
Sure.
instruments alone by ourselves in the house. And Lamar here, and he knows Pat Thomas. They had
Murphy.
Pat. Who?
Pat Murphy?
Murphy.
Why do I have Thomas? I'm
I
sorry.
don't know why you have
I don't
Thomas.
know why
You
I
got
have-
Thomas
all
on
right.
the brain.
And she had advertised to play in an old time group.
Okay.
And a string, and I did not know what old time was.
Right.
I'm a classical violin player, and my group's ended in the word symphony.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Chattanooga Symphony or wherever I was.
Oh.
So I didn't know what old time was, but I thought it was like Swanee River
Uh-huh.
and a bicycle built for 2.
Uh-huh.
Then I joined this group, and I found out it was a complete different genre than what I thought.
Oh,
It's
man.
it's hard to describe. Maybe
Do you
Lamar.
do anything from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
It's similar. It's what we
Similar?
don't do with our songs.
But
Yeah.
more
We haven't done
Irishy.
remember,
More
we're
Irishy.
and we're new. We're more Irishy, more Scottish.
Yeah.
Do you do like whiskey in the jarro?
Yeah.
That's
we'll
gonna.
do
That's
kind-
what that
that's
one's on
exactly
ours,
what
and
kind we do.
Irish washerwoman,
Yeah.
and
Hava Nagila. Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that's- yeah.
That's
sorry.
one of the songs.
Oh, really?
and a lot of the songs that they sang were based on their life. So we have drinking songs, we have songs that are about people dying. We're not doing Danny, Danny Boy, but a lot of
Oh,
the
you
songs.
should.
I know
That's
we
a
should,
great
but we can't get
song.
anybody. I might do it in intermission time because I
Yeah.
really love the song, but. If the song might be about Molly Malone or somebody, if the character dies at the end, the Irish were quite fine with that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's a
That was
good
part
way to
of
end a
life.
song.
All the characters
It's a
die
great-
at the end in
yeah,
Ireland.
you die at the end of the song.
So
that's
basically,
fine.
if you're
This-
drunk or dying, we're good.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they did
Yeah.
lots of drinking songs and waltzes and ballads, but like I said, it was typically about their life and not about
Yeah.
at all about performing.
Wow.
Well, I played in a band that just happened to end because one of our musicians went back to the States, still kicking. It was a country band, but I remember one year on St. Patrick's Day, we prepared 2 Irish songs. I think it might have been "Oh Danny Boy" or something. Very, very popular Irish songs, and it was so much fun just getting ready. Something that's a little out of our genre, you know.
Yeah.
It was great. So tell us about this show that you have lined up.
Well,
When is it? Where is it?
it's March 12th at Tap Out, and
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Okay, so 3 to whenever.
And what
And
day is that? Is that a
That is a Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
We wanted to get in. We wanted to go there for St. Patrick's Day, but
Right.
that just happens to be in the middle of Jazz Fest, and they said everything's booked up during Jazz
Oh,
Fest.
yeah.
by
Yeah.
the
We're
Jazz
calling it
festivities.
pre-St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
Okay.
but we're still having the green beer, I understand.
Oh,
All
well.
right.
Anyhow,
All right.
we may do 2 things. We may come out on St. Patrick's Day and play in the park or something.
Oh,
Just
cool.
Well, that'd be
Yeah.
fun. That'd
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah.
All right. So you have a bunch of guitars and you have a couple of violins.
Oh, now see
Or
that,
fiddles?
that's what
Do you call them
you're
fiddles?
wrong. Yes,
Yeah.
to say if anybody needs to know the definition of fiddles and violins, I'll be glad to tell you
Yeah.
the difference.
Oh yeah. What's the difference between a fiddle and a violin? I would love to know that.
beer stain.
It's basically, he's right. It's the beer stain. No, you can set a beer on top of a fiddle, and you cannot set one on top of a violin.
Ah.
Well,
And
you
also-
can't really set it on the fiddle either because
Well,
it
no,
slides
but
off.
you
I
don't.
tried.
You don't care if it spills. You can get a fiddle for $15 at a garage sale, and a violin you're going to spend the big bucks on. And one of the other differences is that. For instance, we tune a violin very carefully, G, D, A, and E, and a fiddler might tune or might not tune. It's not a big deal.
I see.
And so yeah, it's whatever.
That's how I play ukulele.
Yeah,
I might or
and-
might not tune it.
And
Well, that makes it a whole lot easier to play.
right, and then the fiddlers
just
are
pick it up.
Yeah, the fiddlers are very confused as to why the bow is so long, because they only use about 4 inches, of it. and a violinist,
Yeah,
will
yeah.
use a
Yeah.
whole bow. But basically, when I practice with these guys, and we do practice at my house, when they leave, I can turn around and use my fiddle and play Beethoven, and it suddenly becomes a violin.
Oh,
The only
it
difference is the
identifies as-
location.
it's a violin that identifies as a fiddle or
Well,
vice
that's
versa.
the
By-
the definition
by
is
fiddle.
what kind of music you're playing.
What kind of music you're
So
playing?
if you're
Okay.
playing a fiddle song, you would never use a fiddle and play Beethoven.
I see. I gotcha. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So I guess we're going to get to hear a little music
We are.
here.
Are we going to get to hear something?
We have something we haven't really, just the 2 of us played together before. We're missing,
right.
six
Right.
members here, but
Now, just so
we'll give
you
it a
know,
shot.
you're on camera right here and right above
Right.
there.
I
no,
should have
freak
combed
me
my
out.
hair.
And you know
Well,
about the microphones?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
stay as close as you can to them.
Yeah. All right. They're getting ready. They're getting all set up, moving fiddles and guitars and music stands, and we're getting ready.
The band
to
is
hear-
getting ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys probably looking for a banjo player too, aren't you?
We would like a banjo player. We'd like a mandolin,
Oh
a
yeah.
harmonica.
Art
Yeah.
Blevins calling Art Blevins. Art, can you hear us, Art?
We have a mandolin. We just don't have a player.
Oh well,
So if anybody can play a mandolin,
it's Art Blevins.
it probably is. Yeah.
He can
Pretty
play
great.
everything, anything.
All
with
right,
a
remember the
string.
microphones. Get close to the microphones. They are take 73, and this is take 1.
All right.
73.
Nice. Very
nice. Come back to the mic. That sounded to me
That
like
was
a.
probably the worst we've ever played.
Oh,
We're both sitting here.
stop
going,
it, Joe. Don't,
Wow.
don't do that. Don't say that.
That
Don't
was-
say that.
Wow, if that was
Do not
if that
say
was
Joe,
bad.
Joe,
the
no,
nerves
no,
get
no.
to you here.
All right.
Oh, my. You
it's,
guys sound amazing.
First time on the radio. They're a little
Yeah,
nervous.
yeah,
Take
that's
73.
okay.
It was
They're
sloppy.
Hey, would you go ahead and just move your music stand over just a little bit?
they're gonna change the
Because-
name now. It's gonna be Take 74.
That's how we
Every
got our
time you
name.
see him, it's gonna be a higher number. Thank you. That reminded me kind of a shanty. Is that like a shanty? Is that
I would
Descriptive?
describe both of them as jigs.
jigs?
There we have some waltzes and ballads we're going to play.
Yeah,
tap
yeah,
out, but those
yeah.
would be the jigs.
But I recognize the part that you were playing, very familiar to me.
The last one was called Swallowtail Jig.
Yeah.
Unrecognizable today, however.
No. Don't
Well,
do
anyhow,
that.
It'll
Don't
be
do
a little
that.
less polished at tap out.
A little less polished. That's great. There'll be more beer on the
Yeah.
fiddles and maybe
Well,
on the guitars too.
Maybe so. Now, I thought I heard you let a little something drop over here about you played with the Chattanooga Symphony.
I did. I was I started there when I was 15.
Yeah?
I played. My parents started me on violin when I was 7.
Okay.
And I got to be pretty good by the time I was 16 to 18. And then
Yeah?
I went to college and just dropped the whole thing and
Really?
gave it up
Really?
and did something. I went into the medical field and
Oh, wow.
And I was just I don't know why, but I feel bad about dropping it. And my husband got me a violin for Christmas about 4 or 5 years ago.
Really?
So you jumped right back into
I wanted
it.
to. Well, it was lucky. It was pandemic time, and what
Yeah.
else was there to do? I started
Oh, that
playing
is
at
so
home.
Yeah.
cool. That is
But
so cool.
not this kind of music. I've
It's
been.
never too late. That's what I always.
Oh, I know.
yeah.
Pat Murphy, she actually did not pick up a fiddle until about I think 7 years ago.
Wow.
She was in Nashville and she lives near there, and she would go in and play with these old time groups and just love the music.
Right.
And she wanted to do that, and so she
Wait, does
found
she
a
play
teacher.
another instrument?
She plays fiddle.
She plays fiddle.
No other instrument?
I don't think
No.
so.
Oh, okay.
Not that
Okay. I'm
yeah.
mixing her up maybe with somebody else. Yeah, that's
strange.
great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, yeah, I know a few people that took the opportunity during the pandemic to relearn an instrument or learn a whole new instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I suggest anybody do that. Start, like I said, a square dance club, and we'll go join them. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just
That's a great
there's things
idea.
you can do. You know, like I said, just put it out on Boquete News and
Yeah.
see who wants
You
to
should do
join.
that. You should have like a regular square dance.
Square dance. You know what? I don't think there's any square dancing going
That
on
would
in
be
this
so
town.
That's
cool.
it.
You need a
There's that
caller. You
idea.
need a
People
caller.
would like that. Yeah. Grab your partner by the ear, swing her around now. Here,
Yeah,
here.
there he goes.
Yeah, that would be great fun for us. We'd like
The
to-
S&M square dance.
Well, I know about putting down an instrument because I play the drums and I played up until like I was in college when I was a kid up until college. Put it down when I was 40 and started having a family and wanted to get away from the No, I went to a blues jam and I kept looking at the drummer, this old guy, old jazz drummer, and he came over to me and he said, like, you play the drums, right? I said, well, I used to, but not. He goes, get up there and play, So it really started a whole new, thing for me where now I still play the drums, So
It
it's,
keeps. I always say this. All of our group, we're up in there in years. I think I'm the baby at 65. So it's something that keeps us active and makes us feel creative.
Yeah.
and it keeps us
great.
very
It's
busy.
great. It's really
I would
good.
say one thing you guys haven't asked us is what's the difference in bluegrass and old time.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wouldn't have thought to ask that, but
Well, bluegrass came out of old time music.
Okay.
Basically. See, old time came over from Europe and Ireland in 1600s.
Okay.
And it spread through the Appalachia area and incorporated all different kinds of instruments, as she said before. But bluegrass came about because in the 1920s or so, they started recording. The recording industry started developing, and
Right.
they recorded some old time. They didn't even have a name for it at that time. They
Right.
didn't call it old time. It was just music.
just music.
And so they had to come up with a name for it first, and they, started calling it hillbilly music, and then they didn't like the connotations of that so much. So
Yeah.
then they started.
Plus, you
calling
can't
it,
say that today anyway. Lamar, you should know that.
Can't say hillbilly?
Why, we're
I don't
totally politically incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So anyhow, it just they decided they didn't like that name for it, and they started calling it old time music.
Okay.
But in around 1945, Bill Monroe came in, and he was a mandolin player, and he started the Bluegrass Boys
Right.
band. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And that's where the name bluegrass came from.
Oh, all right.
In 1945. So actually, the bluegrass music's younger than the atomic bomb.
It is.
And-
Wow. And what area did that really, was that like a Kentucky reference, the bluegrass, or?
Bill Monroe was based in Kentucky,
Okay.
so and Tennessee.
Yeah, I guess it was.
around there. And it came out of the old time music because they started playing old time
Right.
music.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Bill Monroe took it and he started adding elements of jazz and he started adding elements of blues in there. So they put the blue note in, and that's I guess why he called himself the Bluegrass Boys. I don't know.
Okay.
That's very
okay.
important.
Much
that
more
they-
sophisticated. The old time songs, we have one called "Shove That Pig Closer to the Fire." There are no bluegrass
find
named
that
that
in
tacky.
bluegrass.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
No, it started bluegrass really became sophisticated over the years, and now if you can't play, 90 miles an hour and
Yeah.
without missing a beat,
Oh.
you don't belong in the bluegrass.
Oh, man,
thing.
I can even
Whereas
listen that
old time, as you
fast.
could hear, we take anybody.
we take anybody. But so all the songs are instrumentals.
No.
No,
No.
sorry, we've left out our vocal singers. We have 4 singers.
Yes.
We have, we also have Neil Klein is one of our members, and he writes original songs. This is not part of our Irish night we're going to play,
Right.
but we have 4 singers that sing. But most of the Irish songs, well, not most, maybe half of our songs will have words, and the other ones are just
Right.
instrumental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well,
man.
in that case, I would put in a request for "Man of Constant Sorrow."
Uh-huh.
That's
The
just
Soggy
like a
Bottom
great-
Boys.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
just great.
That was
great
fun.
Song.
That was one of my
We
favorite
might
albums.
Work on that then.
Yeah, please do. Please
Yeah.
do. That'll bring the people out. That's a great song.
Yeah.
So
They sing a lot of old timey kind of almost
sing along kind of
what do you
thing?
sing in church? Those kind of songs,
Hymns?
yeah,
Gospels.
stuff like that, gospels and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's sister and her 8 children, they would sing just like the kids in the movie. They're singing by the hedges in the highway.
Yeah.
and they would sing stuff like that.
Ah, you're
and
talking
they-
from "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
They go around and sing those kind of things and folky.
Well, I know
and-
there's I think they're called the Dixie Hummingbirds, or I'm not sure. There's like a gospel-y blues band.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I love playing along
Oh,
with
that'd be
them
cool,
because
man.
it's just so cool. But it is that gospel,
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of beat but blues. There's
Yeah.
a lot of blues there too. So it's
So one of the things
amazing.
we ought to do is like with the BCP, an old timey tent revival.
Tent revival, but
old-timey
sing along. You
songs,
need
sing-along,
sing-along
yeah.
songs too. That
Stuff
would be
like that.
great. And square dancing. You have so much potential.
We have so much potential.
You do have so much potential.
Hit us up on our Facebook page,
Yeah.
people, if that's something you guys would be into.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me, we do have an email address that we've had to come up with last night, right with our name, but take73band@gmail.com if anybody's
All right.
interested
Okay.
in joining
Yeah.
us or
And you have
inviting
to have
us
a
to play.
Facebook group.
Oh, no,
Oh,
please,
give us
no.
time. Give us
Yeah, no, you should. You should.
All the kids are into that
Yeah,
now. The ones
they're all
over
into
50
that.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right, those.
Right.
The ones under
Remember, we're over
50.
65. We don't know how to do that
Yeah.
crap.
The ones under 50 are into the Instagram, all the
That's
youngsters
right.
are into the
That's
Instagram.
right. And the
now, so-
younger ones are TikTok,
And then,
Yeah.
even younger, yes,
which I call
tiki-talkie.
talk tick.
Talk to.
I don't know, toxic.
Well, they've already stolen all of my information. I got nothing to hide anymore, so I don't mind.
I
don't know.
I think that's how you keep them away. Is you play the fiddle.
Yeah?
No,
Oh,
you moved to Panama.
Move to
Yeah.
Panama. That's true. Yeah.
Well, they'll hunt you down.
the place with no addresses.
That's very true.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it a lot.
So what brought you, Joe?
Yes.
What brought you to Panama?
I'm not sure, except my husband and I had lived 30 years in flat, ugly Houston and for work, and then we moved to Pennsylvania where it snowed, and all I could think of was I don't want to stay in snow, and I didn't want to go back to Houston, and so
Oh, yeah.
All right.
we started looking around down here in Central America. We checked out Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua.
Yeah.
We settled here because we loved it here.
Cool. Yeah.
And Lamar, what about you?
Well, I was in Louisiana
Uh-huh.
when Hurricane Katrina came through.
Uh-huh.
And so we suffered Hurricane Katrina, and 2 weeks later with another Hurricane Rita.
Oh yeah,
Down there. And
double
so-
punch.
Yeah, double punch there. And so I had started looking around for places that didn't have hurricanes.
Right.
We're below the hurricane belt.
Yeah.
No hurricanes here.
So,
And I've just found out that even though we have a lot of seismic activity, we're not likely to have an earthquake big enough to cause any harm here in Boquete.
Yeah.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
How is that?
I'm not so sure that's good. I'm
Yeah.
kind of looking forward to the lava flow.
Now the volcano.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
I'd
yeah, I
not
learned interesting fact. The lava won't hurt you. It's the mud flow and the gas that will kill you long before the lava gets to you. So
Oh, but
It'll
I can
just
still see
cremate
the
you.
lava. I just want to see the lava.
yeah, you'll never get to see the lava.
I won't see the
You'll be dead
lava.
before the lava flows.
Wow,
Yeah.
how disappointing.
I know.
There's another thing that'll kill you with those. I found out here.
Yeah.
Our house is built across the valley from the volcano.
Uh-huh.
And when we were building our house, there was a rock that was really big, about the size of a VW.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, my husband, he worked for an oil company where they, analyze these things. We took a chunk of that rock. It was from the volcano.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it was 7 miles away. So a rock the size of a VW will hit you.
Absolutely.
wow.
If you haven't had a chance, Dr. Paul Meyer does give geological tours.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fascinating. And he says basically everything here is built on, I think it's called lahar, which is the
Yeah.
lava flow, and those giant rocks come along with that flow. Yeah. But that was a couple million years ago.
Well, the good news is I don't worry anymore.
Yeah.
I used to have so many things to worry about in life.
Yeah.
I'm like, bring it on, volcano.
Volcanoes
come
are
on.
the last of my
I
worries.
just don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
You know, I want to see that rock as big as a Volkswagen. I want to see the.
You want
lava.
to see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Until it hits you.
Well, yeah, but
The last thing you see,
It'll be a quick,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Ooh, all right, mystery guest.
It'll be fun, like, hey, we could be doing the show, and hey, the volcanoes are
Oh, there it
erupting.
goes, okay.
Yeah,
Goodbye, everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul says you can't drive fast enough to
Yeah.
escape it.
yeah.
If
Maybe
you're ready to
they
go.
should do one more song before the volcano erupts.
No,
That's
you-
it.
We only prepared the one.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah, we
prepared
didn't
the
prepare
one?
that one, evidently.
Oh, we didn't send.
I got to say, you guys sounded great. You may not have thought
thank
so,
you.
but I think
Yeah.
our listeners think so, and I
Well,
think so.
Take 73. What a funny name. I mean, it's a good name. We
do have fun in our group.
I've spent so much time in different bands coming up with names, and I love the process. I love the process of coming up with names.
Yeah.
so.
It's
Well, you
fun.
said you asked if we had voted, and we had a big list to vote on, and this song wasn't even on. I mean, this name wasn't even on that list.
Well, then how did it?
It just
get
we were
there?
starting
Write-ins?
talking it around that day, and it was just funny. As soon as he said it, we all like, oh yeah, that's what we want, because that described our feelings.
Who
in
said
our
that?
group.
Lamar. Lamar came up with Take 73. Of course.
He's the reason we keep having to repeat over.
Oh.
Yeah, I keep refining.
He
Yeah.
Refining,
refining.
getting better, getting better. Okay.
Oh, well, that's good as long as you can talk it out in peace. That's
Yeah.
hopefully that'll happen.
And I as I mentioned earlier, sometimes the hardest part of any group is coming up with a name, and definitely that's true with improv groups. Come up with a name for your improv group. You could get on the verge of actually splitting up before you actually agree on a name. It can be contentious.
Can be contentious. I was once invited. I played in a band. They had a name already, and it was a very innocuous name. I don't even remember the name, but the funny thing was one of the leaders of the band had 1,000 business cards printed up with the name of this band on, and I said to him, "Did you happen to Google the name beforehand?" And no, not really. I Googled the name when I got home, and I found out that I lived in New York, and right across the Hudson River, there was a band with the exact same name that had been around for 30 years.
Oh boy.
So I was like, this may not be the best name because it's going to be very confusing. We're not that far away. It's like we had Still Kickin' was the country band here, and there were a few bands in the States called Still Kickin', but they were so far apart from each other that it didn't really matter. So
Do you remember the
we
name?
thought about calling ourselves the Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah. The old-timey Beatles.
Well, they're not together anymore.
The old-timey Irish
Name's not being used.
folk song Beatles.
Yes.
That does. When you said Beatles, I'm sorry, changing the subject a little bit, but I want to let everybody know we don't just play old time music. A part of our group, we do play Beatles. We play Paul Simon.
Oh, great.
We like all kinds of music, and it's just
Okay.
that we're performing
All right.
Irish music, but we would
So
love.
for this
love
show
it.
is
But
gonna
this
be
is
Irish
This is just
music.
Irish,
Music,
yes.
yes.
Irish.
Well, I can't wait, I have to say, to see what you're going to come up with in the future, whether it's Beatles or, sing-along or dance, folk dance or
Folk dance,
Still
Beatles,
look-
sing-along music.
Yeah.
Still looking for the square dancers.
square dance. Yeah. That's
Mostly,
gonna be
we
great.
like to do a lot of music that people know, but not everybody and his brother plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can do, Alejandro was here, and he
Yeah.
played My Way in Espanol.
Yeah.
And you guys could do some Beatle tunes with fiddle, some
Yeah.
old-timey sounding She Loves You, with the...
Across the universe.
Hey, I think "Hey Jude" was written for the violin.
I think
frankly.
so.
It's a fun one to play on the
Yeah.
violin.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
There's so many opportunities. Okay, so we want to welcome you. Thank you for coming into the weekend kickoff.
Yeah, it's been great having you guys.
It's been Joe Johnson and Lamar Daniel from Take 73, and you can go see them in March
12th.
March
12th.
12th. It's a Sunday.
I think we may have some other of our players come and visit with you closer, closer to
Let's
the time,
promote,
that'd be great.
so
let's
that people
promote
don't
that
so that
gig.
people don't forget that date.
We would love to have that
We'll
happen.
be happy to have some other members of Take 73. In fact, we prefer other members of Take 73.
Yeah, somebody
That
actually
would-
play a
Yeah,
fiddle.
somebody that can
somebody
really
like
play.
That'd be nice.
Like somebody from like Take Two would be nice to have here.
Oh, you don't want to hear Take Two.
Oh, no.
But we want to thank our other guests, Molly Adamson, who's also performing in Tap Out and Mesa Azul this weekend. Jimmy Adamson, who came up with the incredibly creative The Farmacia. And Patrick, as always, thank you for being here on the weekend kickoff.
Thank
with
you,
me.
man. It's
Yeah.
great
And
to
we'll
be here
see you
with
again next week.
All right, guys.